God is my strength when I am weary, unending love that never fails me. God is my strength when I am weary, unending love that never fails me. There is no match for the limitless strength of God. There is no match for the limitless strength of God. There is no match for the limitless strength of God. There is no match for this limitless strength within me. God is my strength when I am weary, when I am weary, unending love that never fails me, that never fails me. God is my strength, God is my strength when I am weary, when I am weary, unending love that never fails me, that never fails me. And as we prepare to receive Rev Ellen's message, let us sing this song. Well, actually, it's a song of mine. You probably won't know it, but I'm going to sing it for you anyway. And it is called It's Okay, as we prepare to receive Rev Ellen's talk. It's okay, you are in loving hands. It's okay to start again. There's a bigger plan. It's okay, you don't have to see each step just to know it's grand. Just surrender and trust and choose to take a stand. And everything you crave now before you lay, for everywhere your heart will take you there. Let it all unfold in you, illumine you, 'cause you're okay come what may. It's okay, you are the jewel in this grand design. It's okay to shine once more and see the finish line. You're okay, come what may. you're okay, come what may. You're okay, come what may.
Wow, can you hear me now okay? Yes, yay. That was amazing, Deidrey. I don't know where to look, but I know she's not back there. She's somewhere out there. That was so incredible. I think I don't even need to do my talk now because that song was pretty much what I was going to talk about. But that's the synergy between the minister, the speaker, and the music is to make sure that it's in sync and alignment. So hello, everyone. I'm Reverend Ellen Contente. I'm so happy to be here today. I got to meet Todd 2 years ago. He came to speak in Wilmington, and I was so taken by him. I think I tried to hook him up with my son. I do think that I spoke with him afterwards, and because he shared about himself, and I said, well, I think you and my son would really hit it off, and we had just moved to Wilmington. And they spoke on the phone a few times. I don't know if they ever got together, but my son has a boyfriend now, so they're not together, but I so adored Todd that I thought, oh my goodness, I wouldn't mind him being my son-in-law. So I'm happy to be here today to be your guest speaker. Happy 2025. How many of you had a good New Year's Eve? Yes. Anybody stay up past midnight? Yes. Oh, good, a few hands. This was actually the first year in years that I was able to stay up past midnight. I'm usually asleep on the couch by 9:30, falling asleep, kind of pushing myself through the next Netflix episode. You know how they come on automatically? And I'm like, oh man, I really got to go to bed. I literally slept through the last episode, but the next one comes on automatically, and of course you have to watch it because you're hooked. But, we think, New Year's, the next day, we think, all right, it's a new year. We're going to wake up and we're going to start fresh, right? Brand new beginning. And you wake up and you're like, I'm the same person I was when I went to sleep. I'm just 24 hours older, but I'm literally the same person. But I always had this feeling like I'm just going to wake up and feel like, I'm a brand new person. I'm going to start fresh this year. And, these changes that we want to make in the new year, we want to make all these big, grand changes, right? New goals, new resolutions, all those things. And yet life is changing all the time. We're constantly changing. And, we know that things are always changing around us. Wake up the next morning, you're a little bit older, maybe another gray hair, another wrinkle, another ache maybe, but everything's always changing. Seasons change. The clothing, the styles change all the time. It just is constant. Some of it's planned, right? We move, like we moved to Wilmington. That was a planned change. We decide to get married. We decide to retire. We decide to have kids, right? These are planned changes. But life is also filled with unplanned changes, right? Maybe you don't want to retire, but you got retired, or you got divorced, or you had a kid that wasn't planned. I have a lot of friends who had kids that were unplanned. But the thing is that change can literally happen at any time. We can change ourselves anytime we decide. We can start new every day. Polish the old, refresh and refurbish ourselves. And so on the next slide is my affirmation for my talk today, and I want everybody to say it with me. And it is, I flourish when I refurbish. Try to make that rhyme. I flourish when I refurbish. And I think especially our spirit. When I wake up, I'm like, you know what? I got to renew my spirit. And those 5 principles, that first one, like it's faith. It's having faith that everything's going to work out. So there are 3 constants in life. Go ahead and change to the next slide. Change, choice, and principles. Change, choice, and principles. I mean, change never stops. It's always happening. We may resist it. Anybody resist change? We may deny it, right? We're getting older. I don't want to get older. I just want to get better. Who wants to just get better? I want to see every hand go up. And online, you can type into the chat, yes, I want to get better. But some of us don't like change. I actually have a co-minister in Wilmington. He's 81-ish. Doesn't look it, he doesn't act it, but he will tell you point blank, I don't like change. If it ain't fixed, don't break it, or whatever that expression is. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I had it backwards. But you know what I meant. But some of us don't like change. We like to eat the same food, breakfast, lunch, dinner, like to wear the same clothes. My day job is sitting in front of my computer doing professional development training online. And everybody only sees me from the top up. So I can wear the same thing on the bottom every day. Nobody knows. And sometimes I wear the same top because it's different clients every day. They don't know that I wore the same shirt yesterday. But the thing is that there's nothing wrong with not wanting to change, but we have choice. So we get to choose. So I can choose not to change, or I can choose to wear something different. I can choose a different thing to eat. I can choose to go on a cruise in wherever, British Virgin Islands. We can choose to forgive. We can choose to forget. We can choose to let go. We can choose to let God, right? And we know when we're letting God, we're just tapping into that power within us. And it starts in mind, right? That's the principle. That's the principle, that it starts in mind, because what we think about, we bring about. Say that with me. What we think about, we bring about. So what do we want to bring about in this year? Because we're always living by principle, whether we know it or not. Right now, we're all living by the principle of gravity, but nobody's floating around. So we don't even think about that. And we've got the principle of electricity, but we'll know it if we put our finger in a socket. There's that principle of electricity. So when we think about, we bring about, and this whole idea of everything new again, I was thinking about problems. Because one of the things in the new year is we want to leave all those problems behind. We don't want to drag the baggage into the new year. Anybody agree with that? Yeah, we don't want to keep dragging the same old, but we do. We keep bringing it back and bringing it back. And that's the negative aspect of everything old is new again. Because that was an old problem. I thought I resolved that. Like my husband and I, we will have arguments, disagreements, conversations that I thought we were done with. But yet, we bring it back, or I bring it back, or he brings it back. Or you're having a conversation with a family member about something that was in the past, and yet, if it's still charged, if you haven't forgiven and you haven't forgotten, you're using the negative of everything old is new again. I don't want to make that problem new again. I want to let it go. So I can think about it differently. I can reframe it. I can have a new thought about it. And then everything old is new again, because I can now think about maybe that argument, that issue, that challenge, and ask myself, what was the lesson? What do I need to learn about that? What's the blessing? That's the beauty of, I think, this teaching, is that everything that happens, we've actually created. Those messes out there, we actually created them. So if we don't like them, we can change them, but we want to ask ourselves, what did I learn from that? So instead of dragging all those old issues into the new year in 2025, we want to leave them in the past. And if we have to bring something forward, that old, let's polish it off. Let's refurbish it. Let's refresh it. Let's enjoy it. How many of you have gone to the back of your closet and found something you completely forgot that you had? Yeah. Yes. It's men too, right? It's not just women. I know you've got a lot of old stuff in your closet too. I cleaned my closet out about a week and a half ago. It was one of my projects that I wanted to do around the holidays. And I found this this jacket that I completely forgot about, really old, like those jean jackets that came back. And I was like, oh, wow, I am so excited because they're in fashion again. Jean jackets are in fashion. Flare bell-bottom pants or wide leg pants are back in fashion. Does that mean I have to like let go of all my tight skinny jeans? Heck no. I work really hard to fit into those skinny jeans. I don't want to let them go. But when you think about those favorite things that are old, we can make them new again. And it's not just our clothes, obviously. It's what were those dreams, those desires, those goals that you wanted to achieve 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Who says you can't bring them back and revisit them today? We can literally polish them off and imagine a new self, a new you. So we can reinvent ourselves. So let's take a look at the next slide there. There we go. You are never too old to reinvent yourself. So Vera Wang, everybody knows who Vera Wang is, right? Famous designer. Do we know who she was before she was a famous designer? She was actually an Olympic figure skater. I don't know if she made it to the Olympics, but she was definitely trying out for the Olympics. A figure skater, completely different, career as a designer. Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think everybody knows Arnold Schwarzenegger. He actually reinvented himself a few different times. More than a few different times. Maybe he wasn't the best example, but skinny, scrawny kid from Austria, right? Became a bodybuilder. Very, successful. Then he went on to become the governor of California, and I lived in California for 17 years, 2 times. Then he went back to being an actor at age 65, so he reinvented himself. How about George Foreman? What do we know George Foreman for? What was it? The grill. Yes. So over here first, I heard grill. 100 million units. But before he was the grill guy, he was a heavyweight champion. Completely reinvented himself. Now, I'll have you click on the next slide. There should be a picture. There she is. How many of you know who this is? Yes, Grandma Moses. Anna Mary Robertson Moses. She actually began her prolific painting career at age 78. Yes, 78, a good 11 years older than I am right now. At 78. And about 10, 12 years ago, she sold her very first painting for $1.2 million. Think about that. So if you've wanted to be a painter, not that I wanted to be a painter, but I know there's a lot of artists out there that have put that dream aside. If you wanted to sail around the world, if you wanted to write that novel, whatever it is that you've always dreamed of doing, there's no reason why you can't start it at 65, at 75, at 85. So we're never too old. I mean, I've actually reinvented myself so far 4 times and counting. So graduated from college. As my bio was read, I got a degree in business. First job out of school, I was a salesperson for Clairol. How many of you remember Clairol? They still exist, yeah. I think because I still dyed my hair. So. But I went from Clairol to being a tech salesperson. So I stayed in sales, but it was a completely different industry. Did that for 25 years. Figured that's what I was going to do the rest of my life, was be a tech salesperson. Didn't know anything about technology, but I did sell the very first portable computer for Compaq. I say portable loosely because it was literally this big. My brother actually just texted me about it. He was reading an article about this, and it weighed about 50 pounds. It did have a handle, though, so that's why they called it portable. And it's hard to fathom that oh my God, because we walk around now with our computers right in our hands. And I think the next generation will just be, implanted in their heads. But anyway, so then I went from that to becoming an actress, and that's how I met my husband in New York. We were in a show together. Left that to start a couple of businesses, so I became an entrepreneur. One of my businesses, Heart Center programs, I'm still doing. But I also, along the way, became a minister. So 4 reinventions, and who knows what's going to be next? How many of you think about, well, what's next? Yeah, that means you're alive. Spirit is in you. That divine, what we call discontent, that it's like, oh, I think I'm ready for something new. And that's good. That's good. That means I'm still alive and the creative juices are still flowing, thinking, what's next? What do I want to do? What am I called to do? And so sometimes we're called, sometimes we're pushed, sometimes we're pulled, and sometimes, the law of attraction is working to bring us those right opportunities. All right, so the next slide. So I was thinking about this. And again, new year, everybody makes resolutions. And I thought, well, that's in our heads. We make these resolutions, and the average person breaks their resolutions by mid-February. Mid-February. That's a long time. Okay, I'm not doing so bad then. Like, we have these good intentions, but we have bad follow-through. So by mid-February, they're gone. And they're typically task-oriented. Like, what do we resolve to do in the new year? We want to eat healthier. We want to, exercise. We want to get back to our meditation practice. These are all these tangible things that we say that we're going to do. And again, within, 4 to 6 weeks, we're not doing them anymore. So I thought, okay, well, what if we drop into our heart? What do we really, really, really want? And if we drop into our heart, other things come forward. Like, okay, what do I really want? I want love, right? I want to feel like I have a purpose. I want to maybe be of service. I want to do more in my life than just focus on, my physical body. And those are better resolutions. We tend to follow those a little bit longer. But then I thought, what if we drop even deeper into our soul, where our true identity is? We are divine expressions of God. So maybe I don't need any resolutions other than just to remember who I am. If I can just resolve to remember that on a daily basis, everything else will will fall into place. So I think recognizing and remembering our divinity should be our resolution every single year. Now, I actually stopped making resolutions probably about 2 or 3 years ago. I even stopped writing new goals for myself. I used to get a notebook divided into 4 sections, and I would write out very detailed goals for myself: physical, career, relationship, financial. I mean, I would get really detailed. And I was excited about them. But again, because it was a resolution, by mid-February, I forgot what I had even written down for myself. And I would just get so frustrated. I'd look back at the end of the year and I thought, what's wrong with you, Ellen? You haven't accomplished anything. But that wasn't true, because I accomplished quite a lot. It just wasn't on my radar January 1 when I was writing my goals out. So interestingly enough, again, I just decided I'm just not going to do resolutions anymore. Because I wake up January 1st and I feel just like I did December 31st, just a little more tired. And I still have all the things that I was working on. So I'm just always progressing through things on a regular basis. But this year, my son pulled my husband and I into the kitchen. He said he wanted to do this exercise with us. First time ever. And we sat at the kitchen table. It was about 30 minutes before midnight-ish. And he's never done this before. But he said, okay, I want you guys to close your eyes. We didn't do a meditation, but he said, I want you to think about how you want to feel in the new year. So closed our eyes. And I'm thinking, okay, how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? And the first thing that came to my mind was, I want to feel less annoyed. I want to feel less annoyed. I was like, wow, that's interesting. And then he said, okay, I want you to write down what you thought of. So I want to feel less annoyed. And then he said, okay, close your eyes again. And he said, how do you want to be? What do you want? And then he said, open your eyes and write it down. So he said, write down, I will be less annoyed. So he was moving us into living in the present. So I wrote down, I will be less annoyed, and then I added, and more grateful. I will be less annoyed and more grateful. And as I was working on that, I said, okay, I know the power of I am. So instead of I will, which isn't, I will could go on forever. I am, but I didn't want to write down I am less annoyed. So I wrote down, what do I really, really, really want? I am joyful. I am joyful. I am playful. I am happy. That's what I wrote down. And it hit me. That's the old me being new again. The child in me, that little girl who didn't have all the stresses of life, who could just play and be happy and joyful, that's who wanted to come forward. So I am playful and happy. Let's just say that together. I am playful and happy. And my husband will tell you every day that's who he is. That is who he is, because that's how he lives his life. And so, we support each other, we complement each other, even though sometimes it feels like that. And do you have anybody in your life that sometimes it feels like that? But they're there for a reason. They are absolutely there for a reason. So we don't need to make a resolution. We just need to tap back into our divine identity and remember who we are. Remember that we are joyful, we are happy, we are playful, we are abundant. We are all of those powers of God. We have the strength, we have the power, we have the zeal. That's my favorite power. Right? Yeah, I see a few others. Zeal, I love that. Right? We have the audacity to be who we choose to be. So we can choose at any time to be that person that we want to be, because everything old can be new again, but it starts with choice. So let's take a look at what our lesson has been today. So, new thought, new you. And it's so ironic in a lot of ways that new thought is based on old practices, old principles, old ideas, old beliefs. But yet, by rethinking them, not taking things literally, the metaphysical version or explanation or how we think about these things, it's new. And so every day is an opportunity to see things in a new way. So new thought, new you. And we know principle number 5 is you got to practice the principles. It's not enough just to know them. You've got to walk the talk, but practice them purposely. Be intentional. Be mindful. Because when we're mindful, we're also in the moment, curious. We know who we are. And so let's finish up with our affirmation once again. We'll say it 2 times. You ready? I flourish when I refurbish. And one more time. I flourish when I refurbish. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Rev Anna. Oh, Rev Ellen, pardon me. I've given you a different name.
I'll take whatever name you want.
Thank you, Rev Ellen, for your amazing and powerful talk. We're going to sing this one. Perhaps you might remember it, but we're going to sing it. And it's called Here I Come. Wonderful message. And I can use a lot of your... There's a lot to unpack. I wrote some things down about how I want to feel. I really like that. I've got a song in my heart. With joy I dance my part. I am on cloud nine, one with the divine. I've got a smile on my face, and I'm ready to face the world. Here I come. Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh, yes, here I come. All right, here we go. I am harmonized, upgraded, and revised. I've got love in my heart and the courage to start. I am on cloud nine, one with the divine. Gratitude and grace, and I'm ready to face the world. Here I come. Come on and sing it. Here I come. Come on, here I come. Oh yes, here I come. And if you're ready, come on, let's sing. I'm ready. Here we go. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Here I come. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Here I come. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Here I come. I'm ready. I'm ready. Ooh, here I come. I'm ready. I'm ready. Are you ready? Come on. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Here I come. I'm ready. I'm ready. Come on, Rev Allen's giving us some tools. Are you ready? Woo! I'm ready. Here I come. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Here I come. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Here I come. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Here I come. I'm ready.